Hi, this is James Melendez, James the Wine Guy, here to share this bottle of champagne with you. This is called Serge Mathiew. It's a Cuvée Prestige Brut. This is, according to the description I saw at the wine merchant, this is 60% Pinot Noir, 40% Chardonnay. This is 12% alcohol content. Beautiful label. I mean, if you look closely at that, it's a really well done label. And for me, I think champagne is just stellar. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. And yes, I sing its praises often, and it's something that I have a glass of every week. I don't want to make it just one of the segregated wines where you just have occasionally or special occasions. Yes, I want it for those occasions and those special points, but I really want to enjoy it year-round. And for me, there's no better way to celebrate the, say, the hard work we do in life. It's celebrating, yes, I've made it another week, or yes, wow, what a week that was. Here's to me and to the people that I love to be around. Now, for me, I think champagne is just one of these testaments that we think, and of course I like to do it out of a burgundy glass. But, and the reason, you get some beautiful aromatics. And when you have a champagne flute, some of those aromatics really just don't have time to really get to the nose. They escape, or they don't really come out in a way that the wine glass in this design does quite well. And yes, I do like the coupes as well, but those are more for that, what I call the Jackie O's, the Jackie O glasses. For that presence of being able to just enjoy that kind of mid-century feel. So for me, champagne is a stellar testament to winemaking. When this was being produced for a millennia, champagne was not regarded as a fine wine. In fact, it was the most challenging area to grow wine in, and it's probably should never have happened, but it did. And it's one of those stories that when you think of it happening, that's a pretty amazing thing. When you think, out of all the adversity comes this beautiful wine, this highly regarded wine. And so I'll do another video on that to talk more about that, because I think it deserves its own indexing and with its own subject and title and so forth. So back to this one. Now, this is a small producer, and it's really hard to find a lot of information on this producer. Now, I think there is a movement, say in the United States, to import more smaller producers, and I think that's a great thing. We get a lot of Grand Maison, or the big houses that we're all familiar with, and I think they produce some phenomenal wines, but it's also really nice to dig in there and see what smaller producers are doing, such as this producer. Now, again, 60% Pinot Noir, 40% Chardonnay. It's getting a signature, and there's no Pinot Meunier, excuse me, in this wine, but I think that this wine really carries some bold characteristics. It's extremely dry. If I were going to do a blind tasting of this, I might even say that it's extra brut. It just has that absolute dryness to it that I just find totally exciting. And I think this wine is really characteristically a definitive champagne. Again, if I line this up and maybe had mixing of other sparkling wines from around the world, I could definitely point out and say, this is champagne. So I'll take a little taste and tell you what this wine is like. Gorgeous wine. Beautiful notes on this wine. I'm getting some notes of Comish pear, a little bit of citrus zest, lime citrus zest. Getting notes of honeyed almond, slight essence of ginger, hibiscus, and finishing off with a little touch of cardamom. This is a dry wine, so it's on probably the lowest spectrum of the Brut category. Fantastically nice wine. I give this a 9.2 out of a 10.0 scale. For more reviews, please go to jamesthewineguy.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and Google+. Salud.